Yeah. Yes. That's right. I don't know why the okay, one moment. One moment. One moment. Un momento. Ooh, hold on. Hold on a sec. Hold on. Hold it, be gone. Okay. All right. How about that? Good
Uh,
evening. Merry Christmas.
well, you're now you have like an echo.
I have an echo.
No, no, that's me. That's me. That's me. That's me.
I have an echo.
No, that was me.
Mm,
That was
that
me.
was you?
Yeah, I had you playing in the background. That's
All right. So, try this again. Hi guys, Tony the Soy Sauce Assassin. I bet you guys thought you're not gonna hear my damn stupid voice today, but I'm on today. And yeah, Merry Christmas to everybody, to Innocent as well. And I don't know why he's smoking a pipe, but that's okay.
I'm very sophisticated.
Okay, okay. Hi Jesse, hi Cigar Social Club, and hi Steve.
Oh, so what's going on? What's going on?
Hmm. I'm smoking a Romeo y Julieta Reserva Rio, Nicaragua. I think this is Churchill size or something like that. Some stupid size. So
Happy Kwanzaa,
today,
Tony.
huh?
Happy Kwanzaa.
Kwanzaa. Like, do I look like I celebrate any of those things? You know, I don't really celebrate those. All right, maybe Christmas maybe. All right, New Year maybe. But everything else, not so much. Not so much. In fact, I spend my day trying to figure out what my top 10 cigars gonna be for the year. Try to figure out what's my top 5 Year of the Dragon cigar that I can recommend, and planning out how I'm gonna record that because I really don't like to do that kind of stuff. I really don't like to rate top 25 cigar, top 10 cigars of the years for any reason because every cigar has its place unless it's not their place. You know what I'm saying? Like everyone has a thought of what cigar should be at, even though individually you can rate a cigar, right? But like here's the thing. Let's say you rate a $5 cigar 99. Let's say that's the score. Okay, 99. Right? And then you rate a $10 cigar 99. Which one's better?
That's a hard choice because it's how you perceive the value. Because for a $5 cigar to be a 99 in your book, that cigar has to be like pretty. It has to be pretty good, pretty consistent, and amazing for the price point.
No, but then that defeats the point. Because like, okay, if $5 cigar is 99 point, that means it's just as good, if not better, than the $10 cigar is 99.
Well, it's like it's like the pledge. Like the pledge won 2 years in a row. That's a $12 cigar, and to beat out all these $20, $18, cigars.
That's what I'm saying though. But that's the thing, right? So if you give that cigar a 99, if you
Mm-hmm.
give, like, say, okay, so we talk about $5 cigar could be 99, $10 cigar could be 99. Those cigar technically is equal, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then last year, let's say you gave another cigar that's 99. All right. So 3 cigars should be equal. Should technically be equal. But for a 99 cigar, like a few years back, all of a sudden to drop to like, I don't know, number 10 the next year. Does that tell me that last year's rating was bullshit?
Uh, it's tough, you know, because like throughout the year, like think about this, like you probably smoked over 200 different cigars this year. To
More
narrow
than
them
that.
down to 10 is nearly impossible because you go back to stuff you smoked in March and you're like, I don't remember like I remember, but I don't remember what it like where it took me.
No, I can go back to smoke that cigar again. That's no
Of
problem,
course,
right?
of course,
Right.
but then you have
But the point is that like if the problem is that if I release at least 1 year,
mm-hmm,
that tem has been posted on internet forever.
mm-hmm.
For any reason, if I have another cigar that reached the top, let's say number one of the year for me, the next year, that means that cigar should beat the top 10 of last year.
Very true.
Right? And the next list will be the less, it just pushes the first list down further and further and further.
Now, now the thing there is that what if you have a cigar that you're like, damn, this one is smoking better. This one's smoking better than last year.
You could. It could smoke a lot better than last year, but overall experience should not change that much. If your cigar year to year deviates that much, you screwed up. It's the same recipe.
Different crop.
Sure. Oh, okay. When you go to Chinese restaurant, that like 1 year tastes good, the next year tastes like shit, and the
Of
next
course,
year tastes good again.
Well, but here's the thing too, though. When you go to a Chinese restaurant, it depends on the chef also too, because some chefs are better than others.
The sauce is the sauce. The material is the same.
Yeah, but
you think all your food is cooked by same chef? You think the restaurant only have one chef?
no. But working in in a kitchen, I can tell when certain cooks make certain stuff, certain cooks cook better than other cooks, so it comes
Sure,
out better.
but the recipe was made so that it could be done by everyone, and it should be relatively the same.
Of course.
So if it deviates that much, again, I'm talking about deviates that much from 1 year to another, where you go very good to it wasn't that good. Then someone screwed up. And officially for something like Cigar Aficionado, they smoked 3. All right,
Yeah.
and all 3 screwed up. It makes no sense. And my biggest issue is that the list is composed like majority of old cigars. So you went back to smoke those and gave them a different score. But how much did you give them before?
Mm-hmm.
Where did they lie? Right? And to have like something, okay, Oliva V is very consistent. Every year it tastes the same. Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But to be on the list every year just makes the whole list
fraudulent.
Stupid. It's stupid. Because out of all those cigars, you're saying that I'm gonna skip all these cigars, but I'm gonna smoke an Oliva every year.
Mm-hmm.
Oliva only have so many things. Oliva V is like that's all they have. Really? Right? And then you gotta smoke an Oliva V every year and then skip all the other ones. That potentially is good. The list has like no Year of the Dragon. So the whole entire year, with that many years of Dragon that release, you didn't have one.
Wow. Well, it's my thing about that is that I don't feel like limited stuff should go on your list.
Well, it's a cigar. Just because they're limited release does not mean. I mean, okay, TAA is limited release. Is that not it? TAA is very limited.
Yeah, but a TAA shouldn't go on your list either, just because of the fact that
TAA is on the list.
That doesn't make sense.
No, hold on. Let me double check. Yeah. Cigar. I look at the list. I was like, what the hell?
Actually, I haven't seen the list yet.
You have not seen the list.
No, I haven't.
Let's look at the list together. Since
we got perfect.
So, this 2023. Let's go to 2024. Now, guys, just because I read their list, I criticize about their list, does not mean that I agree or do not agree that list should exist. Everybody have a different list. But I'm just saying that how the aficionado list is heavily criticized because they do this. Okay. All right, let's talk about this. All right.
All right, let me put up now on my phone.
I think TAA was on this. Oh, no, TAA was not on this list. Whose list had a TAA? Was it maybe it's a half wheel list last year or something like that. But let's talk about this. The cigar of the year was My Father the Judge.
Wow. Okay. Interesting. Oh, come on. Come on. Right off the fucking bat. What the? Okay.
That cigar has been released for so long. I'm pretty sure they reviewed it over and over many times. All right, that cigar has been out for a while, right? Can we agree with that? And to say that it won cigar of the year, like what changed? What changed? Right? And something like, all right, the Partagas was new.
Wow.
That Cuban was new, so that's different.
I don't know.
Okay.
This list looks pretty fucking shitty. I can't lie.
Yeah, I looked at it. I was like, what the hell? And I
Like
don't know how many people out there really love the Rocky Patel Conviction, but I think that's by far one of the worst cigar ever produced by Rocky Patel.
it's. I'm not a fan of the Melanio series at all. Like I love the V, love the regular V, but I don't like the Melanio.
All right. And now here's a big shot, okay? To have Breakhouse in the top 10 is an
It's
insult.
insane.
It's an insult to all the other cigars that are way
Mhm.
better. Okay, I'm not saying that, Breakhouse should be in the bottom list, right? Maybe somewhere in the top 100, maybe somewhere in the top 200.
Top 100, yeah,
But do
exactly.
you know, like, how many cigars out there are way better than that? Come on.
Like that, like that's bullshit.
Right? And you know how many cigars out there are better than Breakhouse at all? And to say that, like, none of the cigar this year, that was released, all the, are better than that, really?
Like no, but even the Monte Cristo at number 2 is insane.
But and here's the thing, right? They are pulling this whole list. Majority are not released this year,
Mm-hmm.
right?
There's no
Majority are
reason.
not this year. So that means for the last 10 years, nothing beats that cigar.
Insane.
Really?
Insane.
This is the danger of putting this list like this, right? Is that you are saying that all this year, many, many years, starting from the day that Breakhouse came out, there was that beats all the cigar that is top 10. That beats the top 100 cigar of the last time. Like, come on, you can't. You can't.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Because giving that number 10 means it's an insult for last year's top 11 and down.
Correct.
Right?
All of them.
All right, let's just say, okay, let's look at the top 10 of last year. I mean, top 11 of last year. Right?
Okay, go. Mm-hmm.
Top 11. Number 11 was Romeo and Julieta.
Again, how are they on the list every year?
All right. Le Bijou was number 13. Ashton VSG was number 15. You're saying the Brickhouse is better than Ashton VSG. All right. Monte Cristo Edition Diamond was number 17. You're saying that Brickhouse is better than that cigar. All right. Come on, man. Come on. All right. That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy. And like, okay, how does that work? Last year, Series V Melanio Toro was number 3. Number 3. So let's bring that to 2022. That means somehow the year before that, Melanio V was number 5. What are you doing? What are you doing to put a number 5 and then all of a sudden jump to number 3? And that year, Le Bijou was number 7. number 7. And this one is number 9. All right. And number 11 was Pledge. So you're saying the Brick House is better than the Pledge.
It's insane.
Right? You're saying that Brick House in this year was number 18. Right? You're saying that this year, for some reason, this year, the Brick House, which they are like the same, different size, all the same, all right, was better than Cohiba 55 Anniversario. All right? It was better than Knuckle Sandwich Habano. You see what I say? Like when I list out, like you once you list a year, right? That year is compared to all the other year because the cigar just doesn't all of a sudden disappear or all of a sudden become bad, right?
Exactly.
Or deviates that much, right? So if 1 year you smoke this is 99. The next year is not gonna. It shouldn't deviate because either if it deviates that much, right, means your taste bud change, or you were just lying the year before, right? It's crazy. The list holds no value. They should show how this review happened on a live or something. They made a video about like how the thing each thing is, right? They made a video each thing is. I review all my cigars 1/3 at a time. I'm not gonna show the whole entire hour. And especially they say that they smoke 3, all right. And to be honest, I don't think smoke 3 is gonna change much. Smoke 3 will give you something like construction change or I don't know, burn change or something like that. But the flavor should be relatively the same. That's like saying that today when I ate a lemon, today was sour. The next day when I ate a lemon, all of a sudden that's not sour anymore.
Rigged is it's an understatement. That it's a wild list this year.
Right?
It's a wild list.
You know, that's why I have a lot of trouble trying to put out. Eric's is like, you got to put out a list just so that it will help the cigar that you like. You know, make that list because we don't want to. We can't allow those dumb cigar go to the top because nobody submit theirs, right? Now, it just doesn't make sense to me the way it's done. And like, why are you doing with the EP Career Encore again? Didn't EP Career Encore already win?
Yeah.
And so how did that drop to number 3 all of a sudden? Right? What are you doing to smoke the same cigar? Hey, Peter.
Fuck you, Peter.
You know what I'm saying? Like that. The okay. Everybody, like I said, everybody can put out their list and obviously, but being a common authority to newbies and cigars enthusiasts and smokers, putting something like that, it's like take your credibility on the ground and just step on it a few times and shit on it.
Well, you know what? I don't think any. This is my opinion. I don't think any real cigar smoker takes that list serious anymore. I think this list is for newcomers, casuals.
Right, but that's the big problem. That is the big problem. Because the newcomer believes this and goes out to buy these cigars.
Yeah.
Right, and then I you know, you got to tell me that they're not gonna. They gotta go out. Oh, Brick House, so easy to find. It's only like, you know, $10, $11. I'm gonna get a stick and smoke it. Say this is number 10, and the number 10 should taste like this.
You know what, Tony? You should go there and count how many cigars General Cigars has on that list.
Not many. Not many.
Well,
but you know what I'm saying. It makes no sense.
Brick House is a General Cigar.
But it's not many though.
Yeah, like
in comparison to top 25, it's not. The you know, Okay, we know Oliva paid. If you ever bought a magazine, you open it up, first thing you see Oliva.
Well, I would say this, like, because my father is down with General Cigar. Like, they're automatically in that General Cigar case.
Yeah, but it makes no sense for that to be number one because there are so many other cigars.
Because, like, all right, so you got 1, 2. The Rocky Patel is if you have General Cigar, you got Rocky shit in there.
No, but Rocky Patel is not part of General Cigar.
Yeah. Brick House and Romeo by Julieta, the Cohiba.
No, the Cohiba are Cuban in there.
Huh?
The Cohiba are Cuban in there.
No.
Oh, the red dot. Okay.
Yeah. Dude, a Warp got on that list, and this Warp isn't even that good. They got so many other better Warp.
I had to say, like, even the Suma, I smoked the Suma. I bought the entire box, and then this is the third box already. And they are way better than Brick House. Let's just say that. All right? It makes no sense. And what I have to gripe most is actually that conviction. That conviction bothered the shit out of me.
It's crazy.
Did you smoke that conviction?
Not yet, no.
How many people in the chat rooms has smoked the conviction that actually think that it's worth top 10, top 7? Because like, you know, it already bothered me because there's one reviewer, or if you want to call him a reviewer, online rated that cigar 99.
What?
Yeah. Somebody rated that cigar 99. I was like, dude, if I find a cigar that's 99, I will never buy any other cigar again.
At all. No need to.
Right? Because I just found a cigar goddamn close to perfect. Right? I found a cigar that is that close to perfect. I don't need any other cigar. Because all the other cigars after that is shit. Right? I got a 99. Everything else should be shit. And like, how many times does aficionado ever rate a 99? 90, everything else is shit. If I found 100, that's all I gotta have. If I ever rate a cigar 100, I never buy another cigar again because that's perfect. That's damn perfect. That is nothing beats it. Perfect cigar. Right? To rate that cigar 99 is ridiculous. And to be on this list at number 7, I think it's ridiculous because I actually rate that cigar to be the dumbest money I spent this year. That is the dumbest cigar money I spent this year. And I bought a lot of cigar this year.
A lot.
All right? We spent more than a Honda Civic on cigar this year.
That's crazy.
Okay? And all of that, that's the dumbest one.
Hey, where's the Fox guy at? He's normally here.
I don't know. Maybe, you know, it's Christmas. I'm not going to blame anybody for not being able to come up because it's Christmas.
First of all, like the Fox guy, hey, he said if anybody donates a super chat, I was talking to him last night. He was like, if anybody donates to a super chat, you get a 5-pack, and he didn't keep his word. So from now on, I'm gonna go up. And,
what do you mean? He did.
Yeah, he was like, he's like any member.
No, he said any non-member.
No, he said member or non-member.
No, that's the last one. But then, like, you know, that somebody did say it. I don't know. I saw a list. We have a list. We posted a list.
Boo to Eric.
Hey, it was live, so you know we
Boo
did
to
that.
Eric.
But on the anniversary show, we got 3 more hats to give away because we got some demos and I don't need to keep the demos. You know, they look pretty good, so we gotta give it away. 3 hats.
I'm gonna take Quake's hat to downtown Newark and get somebody to wear it. So before I ship it off to him.
Oh my god! You gotta find the person with the strongest like perfume smell.
Oh yeah.
And then it's like, hey, can I meet you again tomorrow? Just don't take a shower.
Uh huh.
It's like,
And
but
then
yeah,
and put it in a bag so it can marinate.
I was reading so I was recording. I was trying to record all this thing. I mean, I sorted all the top 10 lists. I was like, once I put this list out, I put something where people can compare to, which I don't think is gonna be accurate. And this is
Mm-hmm.
why I never put one out. I don't think it's gonna be accurate. I don't think I
Yeah.
because I rate each cigar individually, right? It's really
Yeah.
hard to compare one cigar to another. I can only tell you that I like the L1 better or whatever, but it does not mean that overall is top, right? Because when you say top 25 of 2024, it's what you smoked 2024, and there's no way to smoke all the cigar 2024 because that's not my it's not my day job. If it's my day job, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna smoke 10 cigars today, and then I write it down, and it's a different story. But to ever have the same cigar going back and then rank higher than all the other cigars that were ranked higher before tells me that that list is no good.
It's really a BS list. Like that's some real bull.
Well, did you just went into the ring all of a sudden?
Because that's how I feel right now. Like this is how we feeling.
It's ridiculous.
And they got rid of Jeffrey, so I can't. So
They did?
yeah, they got rid of Jeffrey.
Damn it. Yeah.
You know,
And
my boy is going.
and if anybody knows, I review my cigar based on price range, and the price range is all over the place. It's really hard to that's what I'm saying. It hurts to rate by score because let's say if you have a $5 cigar that's rated 99 and you have a $50 cigar that's rated 99, why would you ever want to buy that $50 cigar?
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? If you have a $50 cigar that tastes just as good, give you just as good of experience as a $5 cigar, I might as well just buy the $5 cigar. Why would I buy a $50 cigar ever? That's why that list don't work. The way the scoring system don't work. And this is why I don't score by points because, obviously a $50 cigar at 99 is not the guy to be the same as a $5 cigar at 99.
Mm-hmm. Which is that list is wow.
Right? I rate by price. If you feel like to pay $30 on a cigar that I feel like is $30, maybe you get $30 worth, right? But if you buy a cigar that's less than $6, you get what you pay for.
Well, I don't know. Price point to me doesn't matter. Like I think a good cigar is a good cigar. Price never determines a good cigar for me.
Price plays a small element in the cigar. Okay, the cost of the tobacco, the cost of the presentation, and for me, presentation is worth a lot. If you have a cigar that has no presentation, would you buy? Would you go and buy $100 cigar that has zero, that is just bundle looking, naked, no box?
No box, naked. If it's a Cuban.
No, you don't know. You don't know, right? You don't know. Just naked. You go to a shop. There's a bin. Says $100 cigars in there. Would you buy it?
If I had the money, well, fuck it.
You would?
If I hit that $1 billion lottery, I would. But I'm just saying now.
Right? It wouldn't make sense, right? So everything has a little bit of value in there. So what they do with the bin, the box, and stuff like that. So once you have a cigar,
So,
you exclude
did you buy
the box cost.
Did you buy the Open Society?
No, I don't. I'm not an Opus fan.
So how about you buy it and then give me the box?
Why would I do that? Why?
As a friend.
But I'm not a member of the society.
You don't have to remember the site.
You had to join something in order to order it.
No, you don't.
Yeah, that's what the thing was for.
No, we got it. We got it at the shop for 1,800.
Then ask your shop friend to give it to you as a friend, bro.
Yeah,
Because he got it way less than 1,800.
listen. Like I would tell you this: if we were selling singles of that, well, actually, no. So I believe that we are selling 5 packs. If that humidor is laying around, I like. I'm not an Opus guy. I don't care about the boxes, stuff like that. If I see the inside, I'm like, that actually looks kind of cool. Maybe I might take that box, but
I'm not
you know,
Opus fan. I wouldn't spend that kind of
I'm
money
not
on Opus either.
like, and it's only a couple like I love the box from EPC for the 15th anniversary.
Okay.
I like that box.
Which was really funny because that box was made the same way that our humidor is made.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Like so, like if I can get my hands on that box, if there's a box of that laying around, I'm a snag that box.
And I wouldn't be surprised if it's made by the same factory. That's the
Yeah.
funny part. Yeah. But yeah.
Just to be clear, and like the 15-year it was actually a really good smoke. I actually enjoyed
I've
that.
not smoked it yet. I have one right here. I haven't not smoked
Yeah,
it.
I enjoyed it. For me, I've had 2 of them so far, and both of them gave me a little bit of construction issues. That's the only thing.
I think that's kind of what's going on with EPC lately. Because when we smoke the Essence series, the few cigars I smoke, all is underfilled.
Mm.
They get squishy at the end, and they can
Yeah.
press all the way down to like a smaller than the box press.
Mm.
So I think there were some issues there, but I don't know what's going on because the only thing that I know that happened recently was the factory for EPC now it's called Casa Carrillo, right?
Yep.
That might have done some changes with the people or whatever, but it shouldn't. Like, the thing is that they've been in business for so long.
Yeah, but you know what? And the sad part was it was a really like once you get past the little construction issues that I ran into, it was still smoke.
It's a both of them like that, right? It's a both stick that you smell like that.
Yeah, so I would say this like it was one of the better EPCs that I smoked in the last like 2 years.
Really? No.
In my opinion, one of the better ones I smoked in the last 2 years.
Well, Rick, send me one to smoke. So I'll probably smoke it tomorrow.
Yes, I enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. There you go.
Yeah. The EPC that I bought recently was just a box of the Noir.
Okay.
Because I smoked the Noir it's not the best, but it's interesting enough to smoke. And I was like, I'll buy some and maybe shelf some.
The only one I haven't smoked yet was the Sumatra.
The Sumatra? I actually think that the Essence series Sumatra was actually better than the other ones.
Not Sumatra, the Honduras. I haven't smoked the Honduras yet.
Honduras, Honduras smoked a few times. It's smokable. It's pretty good for as a Honduras, but it doesn't give me everything that I expect from Honduras cigar.
Mm.
Honduras cigar should be sweet and nice, but it's not that sweet. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on for the end of the year. I mean,
the same spice as the as the other one.
Mm-mm. No, but that whole series is priced low enough where everybody can go get a try.
You know what? But I would say this. That's one thing too is, because when you're in the cigar business, price point is everything because you want to be able to get into people rotation, and the way to get into people rotation is by having a good price point because if somebody's buying 4 cigars, they go, all right, well, you know what? Like, all right, I want to spend $40. I can get this, and this.
But again, that has to do with how much can you actually put it. To reach $8 for a cigar is very easy.
It's easy, but here's the thing.
No, what I say is easy. Like before you know it, the cost of the cigar on MSRP should be $9, $10, $12, because you only have out of the factory to you has to be less than $4 in order for that to be retail at $8.
Yep.
Just think about that, because the box itself, it's like the box doesn't have to be very intricate. It will cost you $10, $15, $20, right? And let's say at a box of 10, if your box costs you $10, that means each cigar already had $1 cost before tobacco. Before labor, tobacco, and all that stuff, it's $1. Shipping, importing, all that stuff adds to it.
Yeah, because you got the what's that fucking tax called? I forgot the name right now.
Something coal, something whatever. I can't remember the name either. But there's a tax coming in.
Yeah,
and it's by, I think, weight, something like that, total weight.
Yeah.
So if you add that together, $4 a stick. You know how easy to get to $4?
It's the S tax, right?
E tax, S tax. I don't know.
S tax. I think it's the S tax.
But to reach $4, right? Let's say your tobacco costs you $2. Very easy, right? $2. Your box costs you $1. That's $3 already. So before anything else, you're at $3. That counts to retail at $6. All right. So if you add anything at all, packaging, shipping, whatever. When I say packaging, means like, the cello or whatever. You add it together. You're at $4. So cigar, so that's what I'm saying. Like when you have a cigar that's like $6, what kind of tobacco are you using? You're using fillers, right? You're using tobacco that are not good. And so when you say the price don't matter to the tobacco, it does. It does. Right? There's grades, different grades of tobacco. I have a runny nose. It's so cold in my basement. It's so cold in my basement. Like it's like 50s right now, but it's cold.
You don't have a heater down there?
No, I had it running, but outside it's 20s, and I had it running for like 20 minutes. Outside is 20s.
Yeah, damn. Well, yes, it's 26 over here. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I just had a heater running 10 minutes before 9 o'clock.
Yeah. How much snow did you get on Christmas Eve up there?
Eve we didn't. The night before we got like maybe 2 inches.
Yeah, we got the same. But it's crazy because in the city, like when I got off the train walking to my job, within a half an hour we had like 1.5 inches. And then 2 hours later, it looked like it didn't snow at all.
I was hoping to have more snow. Only reason is because when we have more snow, it's actually less cold. And who doesn't like a white Christmas?
Yeah, well, we haven't had one in a while.
Like I want a white Christmas, not a frozen Christmas. You know what I'm saying? When you have a very little amount of snow, the temperature drops. It's not enough to raise the temperature. You got to get cold.
You know what's funny, Tony? I was talking to my brother earlier, and I was talking to both of them, and I forgot to tell him the story because one Christmas my dad bought a Super Nintendo. So he bought me a Super Nintendo, and me and my brothers are going crazy. We're going crazy.
1990s, 1991,
oh yeah,
2.
Yeah, yo, we were going crazy. Like we were jumping up and like we won a Super Bowl, and the box felt light. And I go, I opened it up, and immediately we all just start crying, like hysterically, just like. And he hid it because he was playing it the night before.
Yeah.
So he hid it in the closet, and he let us cry for like 10 minutes. And then he gave it to us.
Expectations, kids, man.
Yeah. Man, then we had because I'm my father's only son. So my other two brothers had the same had the same dad. So then their dad came with a Genesis. So we was born.
Genesis is way better than Nintendo. Let's just put that in
Whoa,
perspective.
whoa! Watch your mouth.
In capability, it's way ahead of its time. Genesis.
You know what? The Dreamcast was
also way ahead of its time.
Dreamcast is one of the best systems ever made.
Unfortunately, not enough piracy and not enough good games that killed it. So, hey Val,
what's up, Val? Like I used to play Phantasy Star online.
Yes,
hours.
It's actually a Phantasy Star Online. I think it was 2, but I know there's 1 on there because GameCube also had it, and then Dreamcast had it too. So
Fantasy Online was my game.
I love that game. I play all day long.
Yeah, they had the first open world Sonic on Dreamcast.
Okay. When you say open world, Phantasy Star Online is not open world.
No, that's not
5 chapters of things, and that's it.
Like Sonic was like a little open world.
I don't know why people still play Sonic. That doesn't make no sense to me.
Hey, listen. Don't make me make a phone call about Sonic. You know somebody will fight you over that.
I don't care if he's not gonna win. Sonic is not as good as Goku, especially the Goku the way it is today.
Dude, listen, that boy will fight you tooth and nail over Sonic. He don't care. That's his guy. Sonic is his guy.
Like a famous word of my old friend, he says, "You have the right to be wrong."
Mm-hmm.
So he can be wrong. That's fine.
Yeah. All right. So now, even though Goku is a deadbeat dad, would you consider him as the greatest anime character of all time?
Well, what makes you think he's a deadbeat dad?
Because he's always dead.
Right? He's doing it to protect the world that his kids are living in.
Yeah, but still, like Piccolo is basically Gohan's dad.
Right. Like that's the uncle. That's the uncle, But he's not a deadbeat dad. He tries to be around. Every time he want to be around, he tries to train his son and get yelled at. Right? So I don't think he's a deadbeat son. He tried to protect the world that his kids get to live in. But let's go back again. Okay, what was the question again? Even though he's a deadbeat son, what about it? No, deadbeat father. Then what?
Is he the greatest anime character of all time?
Is he the greatest anime character of all time? Definitely not.
I don't think so either.
Why would I ever consider him to be the greatest anime character of all time? He's the most popular. He's definitely one of the most popular. One of most popular.
Would you put him in front of Luffy?
What?
Would you put him in front of Luffy?
Luffy? Yeah.
Really?
Why would Luffy stay in front of him?
Dude, look, listen. You get one of those damn One Piece nerds. They swear One Piece is the greatest fucking anime of all time, and I tell them all the time.
No. Everybody have a different thought of what the greatest anime is. But if you gotta view it as the greatest anime character, is what that anime has contributed to people who watch anime. And Luffy being a pirate anime really isn't about pirating, because he does not pirate. It makes no sense for him to be one of the greatest characters. In fact, he gets where he is over other people's expense.
All right, I have a funny one for you. Best like little teddy bear character, or it's like little side, helper. So Happy, Khan, Happy, Khan. Khan's my guy. I love Khan. Khan's my dude.
The best tiny animal like sidekick.
Chopper.
Chopper is, Chopper is not even the sidekick. The best tiny character. I don't even know. I like, I'm just thinking all these ones that we've seen in the recent years. None of them are worthy to use the word the best, right? Like, even even in Fairy Tale, you think Happy is a great small character?
He plays his part.
Let me tell you, everybody goes nuts every time the snowman shows up, more than Happy shows up.
Oh shit.
Is that not true?
Yeah.
That snowman does absolutely nothing. Just come out and shivering. That's it. It doesn't do shit. It's a mental support. But when it shows up, everybody goes nuts. So.
But do you have a question of the day, Tony?
No, my wife's been paying so much attention about the cases, like the like Luigi thing. That she only asked me questions about the Luigi stuff, like legal stance, right?
Well, what's your take on that, Tony?
What I'm taking on that? Well, number one, obviously, I don't condone murder. Murder is not good.
Oh yeah.
But I also don't. I don't. I don't think the insurance companies are anything. I think insurance is one of the greatest scam in U.S.
Mm-hmm.
So, and unfortunately, that guy as a CEO, he have this fiduciary duty to make sure his shareholders makes money. He's just there to the job. He doesn't deny you anything. Right? You think the CEO goes through all the things and just like deny? No, it's underwriter that denies it. It's their job.
I think the craziest part of the whole thing is the fact that he engraved the bullets.
No, but the thing is that I was talking about this. Like, what if he's really not the murderer? He's just a scapegoat.
I can see that 150% because the way it was executed, that was an assassin. That wasn't just a regular person that went up there and took care of business.
Let's put it out in, like, in plain view, right?
Yeah.
If you are the murderer, with the way it is today, would you even go out to McDonald's to buy food?
No.
You Uber the shit out of everything.
No, but here's my thing is, if that's me, I'm going to somewhere where there's not many people. So I'm going to South Dakota, I'm going to Maine, I'm going to Vermont. I'm going somewhere where where people, and then I'm growing my beard out.
And why would you carry all that with you? All that shit. Manifesto and all that stuff. It almost seems like he want to be caught.
You know what my thing is too is, now this is just my crazy conspiracy theorist. How come everybody that does something has a manifesto?
Because they want to prove something. People who commit crime usually want to get caught sometimes. They always go back to the crime scene.
Because like the person that did that mass shooting, every mass shooting has a manifesto.
Because they're afraid that nobody know why they did that shooting. Right? They wanted to make a name. Like, it's like, I did this for a reason. I want people to know. Okay. So that's fine. But the way he did it is almost like he want to be caught. Because if you have a plan to maybe do more, right? The reason you didn't get rid of your weapon, you want to do more. You wouldn't want to get caught. You'll hide in a place. You'll Uber all your food. This kid's not poor. He's rich.
Yeah.
All right. He can just have food delivered to the door, never come out.
Well, and also too, like, he can take out $9,000 in cash and live for the next 3-4 months until everything dies down.
He doesn't have to go anywhere. He had a place to hide.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't have to go anywhere. So the fact that he went out is that I think that he's playing scapegoat. And then it would be really funny. Well, not really funny, but really funny if that he already planned it to get caught so that the real murderer can run. Right? Because he's like a justice, he's like, justice people. It's like, yeah, I'm going to go out and help this guy because this guy is awesome. And then he's like, I look like him too. I'm gonna, just like him and go out and get caught. And then when they go to court, when the actual court thing happens, like I don't know, 6 months later, maybe, it's never that quick. He's like, I have a absolute smoking gun alibi.
You know what? The crazy.
How stupid is that if he shows up with an alibi?
My whole thing is the way that he used the silencer and he predicted, because you have to know that I believe, like somebody was saying a crazy stat of if you use a silencer, the gun is gonna jam like 60% of the time.
Okay, put that aside because they're saying that he used a 3D printed gun. 3D printed gun with a silencer is gonna blow up on your hand.
That's nothing too.
Right? So it doesn't make sense. And people tested whether or not with the silencer is going to be accurate at all, anything, and all that stuff, whether or not you will even fit one. Okay, let's say he customized it, did that, all that. And jammed one time. And then normal people who is doing the thing wouldn't be like, oh, he jammed. All right, let's go.
Exactly. Like that, to me, that was military trained. That person, to me, because when you look at it, you're like, no, that person is definitely military trained the way it was handled.
He even did the bump. I don't know if you guys noticed that. He did the bump to make sure the clip goes that the spring thing that loads the bullet goes all the way through. Because once you shoot, it opens out halfway.
Yeah.
He did the bump. And unless you're knowing what you're doing, you wouldn't do the bump. So he knows what he's doing. And to use a 3D printed gun makes no sense. If you already know what you're doing, you do that enough where you're like, you can practice and do that enough. You know how to do the pump and everything.
But here's the other thing too.
And he used a 3D printed gun.
But here's the other thing. They don't have no records of him doing any kind of armed, like going to a gun range, and shooting.
Well, that's easy.
Stuff.
Like, I can go to gun range with my friend and I will never have a record.
No, but here's the thing. But anytime you go, you gotta give your ID.
Right. But it's not really doing anything. You just if you go to a club, there's no ID. Right? If you go to someone that's in a gun club and then they funded their own shooting and stuff like that, there's no ID.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, but
I really think that he's in there just so that he do all this thing. He's like, oh, this is the insult to the intelligence of the people and all that. And he went over there in the court and says, hey, I do all this thing. We basically proved that he's guilty before he's innocent, right?
Yeah.
Because they jailed him. They no bail, nothing. He's innocent, presumed innocent before anything else. Presumption is he's not guilty before anything else. He's guilty, right? And he goes out there and says, I have a record that I was all the way over another 4 states over with picture and all that shit. Smoking gun is a party. I was there. Have video recording.
It honestly, it wouldn't matter anyway, because all they want, they need somebody.
Oh, it doesn't matter. No, it does, because at that point, someone just gotta get really rich at your expense, right? Because now he's jailed. He's in jail, right? Every day of that jail is money to him. Yeah, he's making money sitting over there, right? All that stuff, he's doing that to. I feel like he's doing it to show how stupid the police is.
I think it's that, but also feel like,
see, no idea here for any range. You see that? There are some places that doesn't need, like maybe New York you need it, but I went to a few ranges. Like New York, I went to a few ranges. I never pulled out my license. You just need a person who's bringing you there's license.
Now, Sosa, when you first seen it, did you think that guy was military trained when you first seen the actual shooting?
Not military trained, well trained. Like very comfortable with gun.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah.
And how the hell does he know that the guy is gonna be there at 6 a.m. in Hilton?
Exactly. And then on top of that, his security wasn't with him.
Right? You think normal people can just find out where the CEO is going? I couldn't. Like Innocent, where's Bill Gates is gonna be tomorrow? You don't know. You gotta know way ahead of time to be there. I don't know. So unless you work for the company, you wouldn't know. And he doesn't work for that company.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense to me. That he's doing it to be a scapegoat, have them arrest the wrong person, drag out 6 months. By then, 6 months later, you'll never find that guy. Right? He plead not guilty. He plead not guilty. And if he was to plead not guilty, he already presented the evidence to his lawyer.
Wow.
Right? You think that your lawyer is going to allow you to plead not guilty if you got nothing? Your Honor, we plead not guilty, but we got nothing. You think that's going to happen? Think about that. If you got caught for something, you got to plead not guilty with no evidence.
Mm.
And that does not happen unless your name is innocent. Your Honor, I am innocent. That wouldn't be a lie. So for that, I talked to my wife a few times about that. I was like, it doesn't make sense the way it is. And this is where the extreme prejudice is, because there are people that try to crowdfund his lawyer costs and all that stuff.
Wow.
And it got denied.
Really?
Yeah, GoFundMe canceled it.
Wow.
So the platform does not allow anybody to try to fund his thing. Like, everybody's assume this guy is guilty as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
How does that make sense? How does that make sense? How does that make sense? So, if anybody believes that you're innocent until proven guilty, I only know one person who's innocent until proven guilty. That guy right there.
Mm.
And he's proven guilty. He named himself guilty too, so it's fine. He's guilty. Right? So I don't know. Yeah, my wife asked me about that and all the other times about dogs and stuff like that, because we have a new puppy, and she's thinking about the dog all day.
Well, you should bring the puppy down to the show one day.
He won't want to stay, then had to get up and go down and go up again. He want to stay. He's in the rebellious stage, 6 months, Yeah. The dog just basically unlearn everything and just like, oh, I didn't hear you.
And just pees in the house.
No, this dog does refuse to pee in the house.
Mm.
This dog refused to pee in the house.
Well, the good thing is that you have a backyard, so all right, just go and come back.
He doesn't just come back either.
Shit.
And he likes to bring things back in as if I pick out a gift. Here's an acorn. Here's a rock. I just hope that in the future he doesn't. Here, I caught a squirrel. It's still alive.
Wow.
Yeah, I have a lot of my time taken by this puppy. Thankfully, it's another 6 months. It'll be an adult dog. It'll be more independent. It's quite independent. This dog plays on his own.
Mm.
He'll go up the stair. It will drop the toy down the stair. Dong 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 dong. It will go chase the toy, bring it back up again, drop it at the stair again, and go play. Smart dog, very smart dog. But a dog is a dog. You still have to take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it runs on our schedule. It's weird, and you'll stay until 2 a.m., 3 a.m. And then you still have to bring him to pee at 3 a.m. And then he'll sleep until the morning, 5 o'clock, and wake you up. It will just attack my wife, and it's like wake her up to take the dog out to pee. We'll have a spot for him to pee. He would not do it.
So it sounds like he loves your wife more than he loves you.
Oh no, because he come bother me, a punch is coming. he's afraid of me because I were, a puppy lose their teeth. I
Mm-hmm.
will actually just remove that teeth. Now you're shaking your head, but Shiba Inus tend to have baby teeth that stays on them. Anybody who ever owned a Shiba will know that the adult teeth will grow out already, and the baby teeth will stay if you don't help it. So he'll come over, the baby teeth is loose. I'll be like, psh.
He runs off.
He runs off. So he hates me. He hates me like touching his mouth and stuff like that. He comes over, he's like, come here, let me check your teeth.
He just takes off.
But this is why this dog will have all his teeth, because every single teeth is me.
Mm-hmm.
Got all the teeth. We can put together like a bone arrangement. This is how the teeth look like for the dogs. But, yeah, he hates me on that. But I think my dog is a perfect representation of cigar, because my dog actually likes the cigar smell. When I come upstairs, I smell like cigar. Right? I go up like I'm down here 2 hours later. I go upstairs, I smell like cigar. That dog loves the cigar smell. It starts licking my hands where I had a cigar. It licks my mouth. It has cigar taste. It loves it.
I will say this because I was gonna hop on last night with Eric, but they took fucking GTA off of Gamer Pass.
No, they didn't.
I was looking for it, and it wouldn't let me play on cloud games.
No, it's there. Oh no, okay. It's not on Gamer Pass. It's on Gamer Pass Plus.
I have Gamer Pass Plus.
It's definitely there because I played it the other day, and I still play on it. I did not pay for it.
On the cloud games, did you download it or?
I did both.
Okay.
It's there. It's hard to find, but it's there.
Yeah, I'm looking for it now. Actually,
it's there. But the cloud part of it sucks. They keep it you don't want it to run into a lag when that happens. It does run into a lag.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, it says see in Microsoft Store.
No, it's there. I played it with PS Portal the other day.
See, I got Xbox, man. So.
Oh, it's not crossplay.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's not.
Shit. Okay.
PC doesn't go PS5. PS5 doesn't go PC. Xbox the same way. It's not crossplay.
That's all right. I'm a brokey anyway. I only have like $200,000 in the bank.
Okay, let's put it this way. Okay, for someone that's smoking that so much cigar, can buy a used PS5. Okay.
No, well, I have a PS4 here, so.
I don't know if PS4 is crossplay.
No, I'm an Xbox guy, man. I can never. Like the PlayStation would just sit there.
Yeah, I don't know. Rick says
no. The only game, like, and honestly, like I'm not excited for it because I feel like they fucked up was Ghost of Tsushima 2. That's the only game. That's the only PlayStation game I'm looking forward to playing.
Talking about fucked up, all right? Which cigar do you think this year that they totally fucked up?
Oh fuck. I have a lot.
The top one cigar that like is supposed to be the greatest, but they totally fucked it up.
I didn't like the Grasshopper. I did not like the 10-year end. Well, no, I didn't like the Black Honey. I smoked that one this year, and I didn't, and I thought it was overrated. Did not like the Black Honey at all.
Okay.
I can't smoke the Perdomo 30th anniversary, the Sun Grown. I can't smoke that one.
Which is weird because wait, Perdomo 10th?
No, 30.
The 10th one was actually really good, so that's why I'm surprised.
No, they both are, but it's something in that Sun Grown that makes my acid reflux act up. So.
Okay.
Yeah, so the 30.
I think the one that they butchered the most this year as one of the most anticipated one was the La Union.
I haven't smoked that one yet.
They screwed it up so bad. That cigar was so bad.
Oh, is that the Padron and
No, La Union is the Tatuaje and my father, I believe.
Oh, I've heard that. I've heard
I need a PC to run Sims with my VR. Why would you want to do that?
that. You know why he wants to do that, Mr. Nasty Man.
You don't see shit anyway. It's like Pixel. You don't see anything.
He wants to go around, being a groper.
They have an actual game that does that. That's even better than Sims. That's like,
Wow.
But like, why would you want to do that? Like, if you gotta run like PC with a sim on the, with VR and stuff like that, you want to run something like, I don't know, like full control room Gundam and shit, and or some like, I don't know, Call of Duty, something like that. And you put on those electric punch suits, so once you get shot and a specific part, it just thumps, so you feel like you got shot.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna do that, but like VR, I don't like the VR thing. It makes my whole face feel hot, sweating and everything, and dangerous. And
I get dizzy at like 15 minutes of doing it.
well, it depends on what you're playing. Anything that has a drop makes you feel uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't like the VR stuff. How about the worst cigar that you spent money on this year? What is the worst cigar that you spent money on this year? Microsoft Flight Simulation. Yeah, that's a fun one. But then that's a real time thing, bro. That takes a long time. So if you do a flight from like, Boston to Japan, you better be sitting there for 13 hours.
Which is insane.
Because some people take that the control tower thing so serious. So serious. Like they sound like they actually work in control tower. So
you know what? Like I would love to if they had a game where all you're doing is controlling the it's just you're doing air traffic control.
That's what it is. You can do flight simulation, and all you do is air traffic control.
Really?
Yeah.
That's sick. I might do that tonight.
I see. If you go on YouTube, you'll find some of the funniest conversation on air traffic control with air flight simulations.
So first of all, you're a pilot, so it doesn't count for you, man. Like that doesn't count. Like you'll probably be playing. It's like it's not this is bullshit. This is not real. Like you can't do that.
Yeah, but then like they do a very good job simulating a air traffic control. They call the call sign. They tell you where to park and all that stuff. They exact same thing. They give you the wind speed, direction, weather, and now calls out everything. They calls out everything. Yeah, there was like, okay, you're on the wrong track. They they won't be like, okay, get ready, here's a number. They don't have those, but they have everything about the actual air traffic control. In real life, there is punishment if you do something possible flight deviation.
Well, Spirit does that all the time. They tell them like, yo, like somebody's coming in, you gotta wait, and they're like, nope, like we're leaving now.
Well, yeah, if they do that, they get a phone. They'll be ordered a ground stop, and then they'll get a number to call, and that's a possible deviation. So you can't do that, but there is no consequences on the on a flight simulation if you decide to just land a freaking fighter jet at the airport. There are some people that play just all they fly was Air Force One, so they're always a VIP, and then whenever they want to take off, everybody grounds. So
wow.
And the air traffic control simulator will actually say, "Hey, we got a VIP, everybody ground," but nobody listens. It's just fly.
Did you see the guy who when Trump was landing, and they're like everybody has to dock. Air Force One's coming in. The guy goes fuck that and just takes off anyway.
No, you cannot do that. You cannot do that. You cannot do that.
Mm.
When the Air Force One is taking off or landing, everybody else waits. Everybody else waits. They'll call it VIP. They'll call it VIP. We got a VIP heavy going this way now. Because Air Force One's call sign is Air Force One. So.
Mm-hmm.
J.W. McKinney. Offering sampler. Dark Shark. I've never heard of those. I've never heard of those. Dark Shark and stuff like that. That's why I think, I'm sorry to say, but I think majority of Tatsuhai is not my thing. It's not my thing. It's not my thing.
You know what? The Warp 10 year. See? Sosa knows, man. Warped, it's either you're gonna love it or there's no in between with Warp. There isn't. That's
I don't
one
smoke a lot of Warp. I don't like Warp.
Yeah, because it's to me it's never pepper bomb.
I don't. Here's the problem, right? Every cigar has a target audience out there.
Yeah.
And obviously they sustain it. They keep a company going because there are people buying it, right? But like when I smoke some of those cigars, like, dude, why will people buy those?
My only thing with Warped is that why am I paying $14 for a 4x50 or 4x58?
All right, okay. Rewind. When it comes to a cigar that are shorter, it does not mean they spend less money. They cut it off.
Mm-hmm.
So they're still rolling and maybe a Robusto or Toro, and they cut the front off. So it's not any cheaper. They just make sure that they know the first half sucked, so they cut it out. So you start with the second half.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So it does not make it cheaper. So sometimes it does not make any sense for the consumer to say, hey, this cigar is like freaking half Robusto or half Gordo or whatever, right? Why is it cost the same amount of money as a regular cigar? It's because they cut the first off. All right. So they cost the same money to produce.
Opuses are okay. To me, like they're not the greatest, but
just as well. You haven't had a Dark Shark. I did have a special smoke. I had my first Opus X. Great smoke. JW, are you the one that asked me about the? I can't remember which Opus X to retry. I'm not sure if you are the one, but Opus X, it's got a target audience as well. Being a Dominican Puro. All right, being a Dominican Puro, and that's the thing, you gotta like Dominican flavor, like because all you gotta get is Dominican. Like, think about it this way, right? What you're getting is essentially rice on top of rice on top of rice, right? Think about that. Essentially, that's what it is. You just want that pure Dominican taste, so you go with Opus X. But there are other Dominican Puros out there. But Opus does, again, try a better crop. They're a lot of money that you're paying for is for obviously box and all that stuff. So
yeah, I'll be back in 30 seconds. I got to put
right.
my dinner away real quick.
Cool. So yeah, that's what's going on. I mean, if you guys have some smoke that is interesting to talk about, let's talk about them. But I did not have a Dark Shark. I don't know which brand made that. So. Opus, you want to buy online. You don't want to buy in stores because in store they jack up the price based on availability. A lot of store only get so many of them, and they jack up the price. So Opus X is not one that you want to buy offline. Online there's plenty. Okay. And if you don't know where to get them, ask Eric. Eric knows where to get them all the time. Very sweet compared to Nicaraguan cigar. Nicaraguan cigar is on a different spectrum. Right? A lot of time you'll hear people talk about Nicaraguan cigars like chars, flavor, a little bit pepper, espresso, coffee taste. So you gotta get a better bitter notes, but there are some that are sweet. a little bit sweet because of the cocoa and stuff like that flavor that gives you the flavor note. Is obviously a heavier, bolder cigar, so you're not gonna get very, very sweet on that. All right, you're not gonna give it, and that is the whole point of that Nicaraguan tobacco, right? Nicaraguan tobacco is like that. Just like if you want Sumatra, you want a nutty, salty kind of taste, and they don't really have a lot of flavor to it. So, did you just switch a hat?
Nah, it was on the couch. So when I came back in here, I just grabbed it.
Right. So when you are looking at a wrapper, and which you will, as you smoke, eventually get used to it, is that that wrapper tells you what kind of flavor profile that you gotta most likely have. Most likely, it's not always. Most likely have. And when you have something lighter, it's tend to be a creamier, sweeter note. And when you have something like a Maduro, it's gonna be a darker, bolder note. And that's why they should not be the same. But keep in mind, a lot of cigar uses Nicaraguan and Dominican combo filler, so they add that little bit of sweetness to it. Nicaraguan is not supposed to be sweet, or supposed to be that sweet. Yeah. So that's where you had to pick your pairing carefully. If you're smoking a cigar that you know that it doesn't bring you the sweetness, have a sweet drink.
Mm-hmm.
Automatically makes sweeter. Bourbon, a lot of time will make a cigar sweeter. So having the correct bourbon will actually make the sweeter cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Scotch will do it too. Just not as good as bourbon. How do you feel about undisclosed blend? I actually support non-disclosed blends. I actually think undisclosed blends are a good thing. At the same time, as a reviewer, it bothers me. So, it's. I think that a lot of people are not cigar nerdy, not nerdy enough to care about those things. Right? I think majority of smokers out there don't care about what the blend is, because telling you the blend isn't gonna tell you everything. Does that make sense? I mean, tell you the wrapper probably will tell you some information about the cigar, but like for example, telling you, okay, you know what? Let's rewind that a little bit. When we go to blend our cigar, the ITS project, when we say we want this region, that region, this region, they look at us like, what are you talking about? Okay, you tell me, all right, you want Dominican tobacco, right? Let's say that's the case. You want Dominican tobacco? What Dominican tobacco? Where?
Mm-hmm.
Where? Like when you say Dominican, we have 6, 7 places that produce Dominican tobacco. Which one? Which one? And each tobacco has different grading and different sections of tobacco. Which part? Right? So that doesn't tell you anything. I can tell you it's Dominican, Dominican, Dominican. So which 3 Dominican did you use? Which 3 part did you use? It doesn't tell you the information you need. Right? And this is why you can have one Nicaraguan Puro and taste different than the other Nicaraguan Puro, because they don't use the same tobacco, even though it's all came from Nicaraguan.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I bring you a dish. There's chicken in there. All right? Is it chicken breast, chicken leg, chicken butt, chicken skin? Which one? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't give you that information, and a lot of time it will sway you to the wrong direction. So non-disclosed made it simple, right? And undisclosed a blend just you only have 2 choices. Is this cigar good, or is this cigar bad? There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Made it a lot simple for everybody. right? Yeah, it doesn't help when you try to recording a review and you say, this is just a Puro. I don't know any information on it. But at the same time, I also appreciate that people now will just taste the cigar as is, right? Like, okay, if I tell you this cigar has Nicaraguan tobacco in there, and you kind of expect the espresso in there, and the cocoa nuts in there, and you smoke it, it doesn't have it. Is it their fault or is that their intended? Is it their fault or is it as intended? Because maybe that's their intention. The intention is that it's not gonna taste like that because the filler was something else. But because you saw it says Nicaraguan, and now you expect that to be Nicaraguan. You expect that flavor. No, that came from majority of Nicaraguan they use. And that kind of sways it. And let's go back to J.W. McKinley. I paid $21 for the Dark Shark off-brand budget stick. My favorite wrapper is San Andreas, but I discovered Brazilian wrapper. I really enjoy it with French toast coffee. Okay, let's stop that right there. J.W., can you tell me what does Brazilian tobacco taste like? Anderson, can you tell me what Brazilian tobacco should taste like?
No idea.
So J.W. McKinley, if you really enjoy a Brazilian wrapper, what is Brazilian tobacco should taste like? Right? I'll give you a few minutes. What does the Brazilian tobacco? Anybody can answer this, okay? Brazilian Matafina. What does that should taste like? What is Brazilian Matafina should taste like? Because if you think that that wrapper gives you the note that you really enjoy, what is it supposed to taste like? Because we know what the tobacco should taste like based on as a reviewer, we kind of understand what it tastes like. But you got to keep in mind what you're tasting is a merge of 3 or 4 different tobaccos in here that has their flavor merged after 90 days. So it's not really the original taste anymore. So what is Matafina should taste like? What does Matafina should taste like? Right? And when you say like, okay, I love Punch Nicaraguan Puro, what Nicaraguan tobacco did they use? Right? Punch Nicaraguan. If you like a specific Puro from Nicaraguan, that means it's Nicaraguan, right? So if I give you that information, another cigar name, Nicaraguan Puro, are they supposed to taste like the same? All right, you say Brazilian to you tastes like earthy, woodsy hints of cocoa. I challenge you to smoke a Matafina wrapper on its own. It tastes floral. It tastes floral. So that just tells you that earthy, or it did taste a little bit earthy, but that tells you whatever thing that you enjoy is not just that Brazilian. It's actually a combination of everything else that's in there. But what is it? Right? But what is it? Think about that. Does that make it more? Is it more complicated now? If you just think about that. So the next time I go out there, I expect all the Nicaraguan puros to taste a certain way, but they don't. Right? Because if that was the case, then every cigar in that's Nicaraguan puro should taste the same. But they don't. Different part of the tobacco burns differently, gives out different level of different notes. Telling you Nicaraguan isn't gonna do anything other than the fact that it's made in Nicaraguan. Right? Nicaraguan is rich. So, and here's the thing: you have I'm pretty sure all of us has tasted Nicaraguan that wasn't as rich, wasn't as good, wasn't as full, right? What changed? What changed? You see, when you give that information, wrappers Nicaraguan, fillers Nicaraguan, and binders Nicaraguan, it doesn't tell you shit. It doesn't tell you shit. It sways you to think that, oh, the last Nicaraguan pure I smoked tastes this way. This must taste this way too. Then why bother buy another brand? Right? Why bother buy another brand if this brand does everything other brand will have done? You see, the problem is, why bother smoke another Opus 6 is our Opus 6 is Dominican Pure. So shouldn't all the Opus 6 taste the same? It's all Dominican? You see what complexity that adds to you? Now, a lot of people don't care that information and they don't really need that information. That's fine. But essentially not telling you the blend, even if I tell you the exact blend, okay, this thing is comes with a Seco of this and then a Lajero of that. I give you all that information, you probably cannot duplicate it.
Facts right? On that.
You can't duplicate it. You can't. Because okay, if I'm a cigar shop, I know, and I know Andalusian bowl sells like crazy, right? Andalusian bowl sells like crazy. I know the information. Why can't I just go make another Andalusian bowl but like not bend it? That cigar will sell like crazy too. You see what I'm saying? You can get all the blend information. Why couldn't they just make an Andalusian bowl? I don't have to make a Solomon. I just make it any size. Now it's a house blend. Aging process is the same. Everybody ages the same way, right? So, like I say, that information, even if I provide to you, you cannot duplicate it. Why? Because they're not the same stuff. Right? I don't know where you source your Nicaraguan tobacco. Where in Nicaragua? Now, when you say seasoning, tobacco don't have that seasoning, right? There's no season. If you got the blend correct, it'll be the same, right? Raw material can be sourced. Every single one of them can be sourced. Every single one can be sourced. In fact, majority of the tobacco producing companies, they source their tobacco. They don't grow their own. There's only few that can afford to grow their own. Right? Why is Davidoff have to discontinue 702? Why can't they just tell another people, grow another 702 for me? Yeah, they all grow in Nicaragua. Same soil. Yeah. Same soil. Well, you think that Mexican San Andres only came from one farm? You know how many Mexican San Andres are used per year nowadays? Every cigar has Mexican San Andres. You think that only one place grows Mexican San Andres? You see how crazy that is? That information? They grow the same way. And I'm pretty sure they could. So if I know Andalusian bowl has this and that cigar, this and that tobacco growing in that soil, couldn't I just go buy that then? You know, crazy price out there for Andalusian bowl. You can pay like $50 a stick.
Mm-hmm.
So why don't I just make Andalusian bowl blend and sell it for $8? I'll make a killing.
Yeah, for real. For real, for real. All right, I'm gonna drop down, Tone.
All right, have a good night, man.
All right, have a good night. All right, fellas, in the chat. Talk to y'all later. So you can see you guys on Saturday.
Yeah, Saturday.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That information is what drives all the people crazy. And this is why people watch reviews, right? Because even if you have two cigars grown in the same place, same crop, same tobacco, it's not going to taste the same. But you get the same type of nuance from the same company. Dominican Honduras tobacco, well, actually, is more like Nicaraguan Honduras nowadays. It makes no sense. How can you call that Honduras tobacco grow in Dominican and still be Honduras? It makes no sense to me. Right? Okay, when you get broadleaf is pretty safe. Broadleaf only came from two places, really. But no Dominican? Honduras? Have you tried to smoke a Honduras Puro? Have you tried to buy a Honduras cigar? I love Honduras tobacco. But when I went to Honduras to buy the tobacco cigars over there, they sucked. They sucked. I can't give away fast enough. They sucked. They sucked. All right? They suck. Honduras is sweet. Honduras is woodsy and sweet and nice. But when you get a Honduras Puro, it tastes nothing like it. I went to Honduras, bought Honduras cigars. They sucked. Every single one of them. All the variation I bought sucked. All right. So that's the problem, right? And when you say Habano is like Habano has a huge range. Habano has a huge range. San Andreas, okay, San Andreas is more consistent. All right, San Andreas is more consistent. Nicaraguan, huge range. Huge range. And the only reason that you don't see a huge range is because 70% of all cigars from Nicaragua is from what's that brand? Holy shit. Plasencia. 70% of Nicaraguan cigars are made by Plasencia. Either tobacco or the cigar is made by Plasencia. So you can kind of guess how it tastes like, but there are others, like that 30% are not by Plasencia, and they taste completely different. Right? Like I say, if you know the blend, why don't you just go out and make that blend? Why is it that when one company change the supplier to another company, like not supplier, maker, to another company, the flavor changed dramatically, even though they know where the tobacco is sourced? Think about that. Right? Good example. Cigars Daily's Filthy Viking. It was made by Rocky Patel. It tastes one way. Now made by Plasencia. It tastes completely different. They know the blend. They can source it. Why does it taste completely different now? Information will be the same. Why is it completely different now? So it's a tough one. As a reviewer, obviously you prefer to provide that information. But as a reviewer, you also know that information really doesn't do anything. And this is why we decided to do the ITS cigar to not give out the information. Because we know that information will probably drive people away. It's premium tobacco. It's good stuff. And we went out of our way to do it. but we decided not to give that information. Why? Because if you see that combination anywhere else, it's not gonna be the same. We think that it will mislead you to think that cigar tastes a certain way when it doesn't. When it doesn't. And that's what we learned in the process is that the region plays a small amount of expectation, but which part of the tobacco makes a bigger influence? Which part of the tobacco makes a bigger influence? So I want Dominican tobacco. Which part? Lejero? Seco? Oro? Which part? It makes a difference. That makes more difference than which region it came from. Who you want to source from? Which crop? That makes a difference. Right? When you see the Coseca, 147, 151, that's just a crop number, right? If they're growing in the same place, why would they be different? Growing the same farm, same place, same tobacco, different crop number. Why are they different? Why is 147 different than 151? And the fact that they can continue to make 151 just blowing me out of my mind. Like I thought you used all the 151, and now a few years later you still have 151. What the hell? You see what I'm saying? That part bothers me a lot, and that information I feel like misdirects people. And that mental expectations sometimes makes you disappointed about cigar a lot more. I give you a good example. When I smoke at Connecticut, I expect that Connecticut to taste a certain way. But nowadays, everybody tries to make small tweaks on their tobacco that the Connecticut doesn't taste like Connecticut anymore. It's not light, it's not fresh, it's not creamy, it's not nutty. They put different things in there, right? So it doesn't taste like Connecticut anymore. But I expecting a Connecticut. It was like when I go out there, I was like, oh, I want a light cigar today. I want to buy a Connecticut. It's not that. It's not that. I got misdirected into a cigar. That's why I don't like that information. I smoke only one real Honduras brand regularly. The Gran Habano Corojo number 5. I prefer Maduro. After trying more cigar, I move away from it. So that information, like what I'm trying to say is that information a lot of time will misdirect you. Yes, you have some sort of expectation. You can kind of understand what you're getting. But I think what that really does is no better. And I think it's more accurate if I tell you, hey, I got a Habano cigar, or I got a Maduro cigar, or I got a Connecticut cigar. And that information is probably more better, easily judged what that cigar is gonna taste like, rather than what region's from. And you don't have to guess when you see a Maduro is Maduro, right? So, and a lot of times it's funny because you have a Nicaraguan cigar that's obviously a Maduro, but they don't call it Maduro. It's as dark as a Maduro. Maduro is a color, but they don't call it Maduro. And then they will release another version and call it Maduro. I smoke so Great Habano Corojo number 5. Technically, it's not Honduras. It's Corojo. They got Honduran Corojo. It's really a Corojo, right? So technically, that's a Cuban seeded tobacco. And again, I think that name misleads people too. What tobacco did not originally came from Cuban seed? Think about that, right? when all that thing happened with sanctioning Cuba cigars, all the people left. They grabbed the seeds with them and grow tobacco. Isn't that Corojo? So technically, all tobacco should be Corojo in a way, because the seed all came from somewhere, right? If you go to a country that originally don't grow tobacco, that seed had to come from somewhere. Does that make sense? That seed had to come from somewhere, and that means technically, originally, all those seeds are either from Cuba or somewhere. So that makes all of them a Corojo. Not to mention, a lot of Corojo nowadays are not really Corojo anymore. They're hybrids. So if they're hybrids, they're not Corojo. I noticed that tobacco they call Oscuro has become lighter than tobacco they call Maduro. Now that's another hard part. I don't have an example to show you, but every tobacco, every cigars can be different in color by a few shades. And when I say by a few shades, it means that a Maduro can look like a Habano. You don't notice as much because you didn't compare it. And what they do in the factory is they sort out the colors. These are lighter. I'm going to put it with the lighter batch in the whole box. And these are darker. I'm going to put it with the darker batch in this whole box. So when you don't compare it, you don't really see it. But Oscuro can look like a Maduro. And that happens. Not all tobacco is the same color. So it's really hard. Like one of the episodes where I was showing you the demo of the ITS. That thing looks so light. It's supposed to be Maduro. It looks like a Habano with a green hue, but that is a Maduro. So they will be different by few shades. And what they did is they sorted out. So when they put in the box, it's the same color, but compared to another color, it might be lighter. Another box, like if you take two boxes and compare, they might be off by a shade or two. Sometimes be more, but just it really depends on which one you got. Also, if you put the cigar under the lighting for X amount of time, they get lighter. They get lighter. I don't have the example. I wish I took the picture of that day. I have a cigar when we went to DR. We were smoking it, and we took off the band. It looks like it's got a suntan on it because the inside is significantly different than the rest of the color. It's because that cigar has set under the sun or under the lighting, the LED light, to reduce the shade. So if your cigar, the Oscuro that you got, has been opened up under the light for X amount of time, it's got to get lighter in color. So the light will change the color of the cigar. If that makes sense. Okay. So Oscuro is supposed to be very dark. And indeed very dark. But they are easier to change the color. I was wondering, I enjoy the Bella Art almost black shaded wrapper, and that's what I consider Oscuro. And that's the thing, you know, what we're talking about is color, right? A lot of tobacco company will not name their cigar based on the color. Some would, some wouldn't, right? If they have like a lot of, for example, what is that brand? You gotta find brands where they have like Maduro cigar, and they release another one that's the same color, but there's no way to distinguish what it is. So one of them will say maybe San Andres, the other one say Maduro. But is San Andres not Maduro? San Andres is Maduro. Does that make sense? So it really like, you know, that's the thing about the cigar industry is that there's no consistency, right? Everybody can do it whatever they want. And there's no particular rules like you have to name it this way, you have to name it that way. So, you know, distinguish two color. One might have a broadleaf, the other one might have San Andreas. Both are Maduro, but because one has broadleaf, I'm gonna name one of them Maduro and the other one San Andreas, just so that I can distinguish between the two. Because technically, in theory, you had to name both of them Maduro. But there is no consistency in the industry. Just like the size. Toro has a range of size. Robusto has a range of size. If you got an odd size, you can name it whatever you want by a name. Right? You don't have to name as what it is. You know, like the flathead, they just name it by the number. 6 by 60, 660, 7 by 70, 770. They don't have to name it by the size. Again, there's no consistency. So you can name it whatever you want. In fact, I can make a cigar that's obviously not a Toro and name it Toro. Right? And then whoever write the press release can call it Toro minus. Or right, you can do a Robusto that's fatter, called a Toro, called a Robusto Gordo. Right? You can name it however you want. There's no consistency in the name. Because there's no a unified watch body that regulates how you want to name the names. They can name it however they want. Right? So Oscuro, I can name it double black. I can name it triple black, triple Maduro. But that's Oscuro. But I'm gonna call it whatever I want. Right? I can call that darkness. You know, I can call it whatever I want. That's just a name. Oscuro is, those names just help you identify and distinguish from another cigar. So the name is not always consistency. So if they feel like their Maduro is dark enough to be Oscuro, again, no watch bodies, so they can say, I'm gonna call that Oscuro. What am I smoking right? I just finished a Dematasse from Davidoff. That's a cigar that I always smoke in between. It's my palate cleanser, per se. Palate cleanser. So I can have one cigar that has a flavor that I'm not used with, and I'll smoke a cigar that I'm very used to the flavor. So I know that kind of resets my palate, and then I'll smoke something else. That's what I usually do. So usually I will smoke one of these Demitasses, or I will smoke one of these Signature 2000s, because I know I smoke those daily. So I have a good memory of what they taste like. And because I know what they taste like, I reset my palate back to that. I get used to that again. I go smoke something else. Okay. Hope that that answers your question. It's kind of complicated if I go too deep in it. But again, that information about color and naming and stuff like that, because there's no unified watch body of the definition of what should be, they can name whatever they want. There's nothing stopping it. There's nothing stopping it. Okay, I can name this this size. I don't know, if I decide to make a 6x52 cigar and I hated the name Toro, I can name it, I don't know, Donald Trump. I can name it Donald Trump, and nobody can say, hey, you can't name this Donald Trump, or you can't name this and that. You can't. And you gotta go, oh, Donald Trump is an actual person. You can't name. Oh no, when you file for a trademark, you gotta file for that category. I don't think Donald Trump named that trademark that category or whatever. But I'm just saying, it's an example. I can name it. I can name the size Android, and nobody can stop me. Right? So that's that. That's that example. Is that because there's no certain thing. Usually pick up a couple that you enjoy, then one you never try. Okay. For me, the one that I enjoy, I always buy boxes of. So I have them available with me. So when I go to places, I'll carry a couple with me. And I only buy the one that I don't try. I haven't tried, or things I need to review. So, because if the ones that you usually gotta pick up anyway, there's no point to buy them and pay markup for it. Right? When you go to brick and mortar, you pay markup. Right? You pay whatever that is gotta sustain the store, the cost of the store. So those you gotta smoke a lot of them. You might as well buy a box of them and save like 10, 15% or 20% even by buying the box, and that save you that money to buy the few that you haven't tried. So I always bring the one that you know you gotta enjoy if in case you buy the shitty one, and then buy the one you haven't tried. And that's probably the best way, really. That way you always have something on you that if you buy one that you don't like, you have something to smoke. You don't have to break a bank. 20% doesn't sound like a lot, but 20% later is 100%. Just saying, right? And for someone that might smoke a lot of cigars, if you don't buy a lot of cigars, it's a different story. But if you enjoy to certain cigars, like something I smoke all the time, I buy boxes at a time, not one box. Like something like this. I recently bought what's it 20, 30 boxes of those. So if I'm gonna go out, I carry a few, put it in the pocket, carry a few of these, put in my box, and I go. And then if I sit down, I'm gonna go support a shop. I'm gonna buy a few sticks, but I wouldn't have to buy these, right? These I already have. I don't have to spend that money for it. It'll be cheaper if I buy online. But if I buy in the stores, whatever they want to charge you, right? But if you buy ahead of time, that's your budget. You already have it. You already done it. You want heartburn now, heartburn later. I want heartburn now, so I don't have to deal with it later. That's how I think of it. Because if you gotta smoke it all the time, you might as well save money on it. And you're not gonna save money in the stores. Store has to make money. Store has costs around the store, rent and stuff. And we all know online is always cheaper. But if you go to the store, you have to support them. You can't just smoke your cigar there. So you're bound to buy a few sticks. So why not expand that expense? So when I go to the shop, instead of 2 cigars I haven't tried, I can buy 3 cigars, 4 cigars I haven't tried. Because I bought mine. Now, if I'm gonna smoke those cigar over there and I enjoyed it, I bring my cigar back. I didn't lose anything. But I got 4 cigars that I haven't tried. And you don't have to deal with that. Okay. So that's my take on it. I hope, hopefully that helps, because like cigar is an expensive hobby. I think even in most of the time it's more expensive than collecting bourbon and stuff like that. Because bourbon, $40-$50, you can buy a bourbon. $40-$50 buys you 5 cigars, right? So, well, if you're lucky, and it's expensive, so you want to save money wherever you can, and that's where I save money wherever I can, because they do add up. When I buy Davidoff, buy the box. Okay, if I go to New York has 75% cigar tax. 75% cigar tax. That means for every 1 cigar, I bought 1 3/4. Think about that. So if I'm gonna enjoy cigars, I'm gonna buy cigars. I'm not gonna bring whatever I'm not gonna buy whatever I smoke majority of the time, and I already save. I only pay 80% on it and no tax. I'm not gonna go there and pay, basically 200% what I pay for that. So I want to bring my own cigars, but I will still support the shop by 1 or 2 cigars. When the shop charged a lot, I don't have to buy it. But I can buy whatever that interests me at that point. Okay, so that's my way of buying cigars. I know people like to buy a few sticks here and there, but if the big part of cigar hobby is to try everything, good and bad. So even if you watch a review and then this guy says this cigar sucks, I'm not gonna go try it. If the price fits, try it. Because at the end of the day, unless you try something really crappy, you wouldn't know what really good is like. And what I mean by that, if all you smoke was let's say my father's cigar. If all you smoke is my father's cigar, right? and you never try another cigar, you don't know where my father's cigar lands. You don't know where that is. Is it this? Is my father's cigar the best? Is my father's cigar the worst? Or in the middle? Let's say it's the middle. Let's say that's the middle. So what is good taste like? What is bad taste like? Tasting the bad will help you gauge where my father's cigar should be at. Right? And tasting the goods will also kind of balance out where that my father's cigar is at. So you know where that cigar belongs. And then you'll be able to arrange them, say, okay, this is my average cigar. This gauge right here is my average cigar. And then top here is my favorite cigar. Then whether or not they're worth the money, these are the best cigar that the market has to offer. And these are the worst. And that's how worst cigar tastes like. So when I go out there and I smoke another cigar, this thing tastes really bad. I'll be like, yeah, this is horrible. And then you recommend your friends, these are the normal cigars you should try. But unless you try that, you wouldn't know. Your friends are smoking that. It's like, how is that? And the friend's going to go, that's really good. Because they never try anything that's better. Or they never try anything that's worse. So they say this cigar is really, really good. But you say, well, what about my father's cigar? I bet the cigar is better than my father's because this cigar is great. I smoke it all the time. And it only cost me $5. Only way to find out, smoke them all. When you smoke them all, you know where they land. Right? The cigar review just give you a 2 cents to see whether or not you agree with it and whether or not you're tasting the same notes and in your journey of improving your flavor profile. Right? A lot of time, if somebody didn't tell you the cigar tastes like plum and you never ate plum in your life, you would not pick up plum. Right? If you never taste how nougat tastes like, and somebody say this cigar tastes like nougat, you never pick up nougat because you don't know what that taste was. You just ignore that. So now that you hear somebody say, hey, this thing tastes like nougat, all right, go smell some nougat and smoke the same cigar. Now you just installed that flavor of nougat in your profile. So next time we smoke it, you can say, okay, I know this tastes like nougat. Well, this tastes like plum. I know how plum tastes like now. And that will expand your profile to feel and be a more enjoyment because you might like plum. The reason you might like a certain cigar is because, oh, that sourness. I love that sourness. I don't know what that is. It's just a sour taste. Right? I don't know what that is. It's sour taste. But if I tell you that tastes like plum, and you know what that note is plum, next time when somebody say that cigar has a plum flavor, you'll go try that one. That's how review is for. The review, whether or not I like it, should not deter you from whether or not you like it. But the notes help you gauge whether or not you may like it. And from there, you can make your hobby more fun. And that's really the nerdy part. Because to be honest, like I say, if every cigar is non-disclosed, all you need to know is whether or not you like the cigar. I like the cigar, or I don't like the cigar. Right? I like the cigar, or I don't. If every cigar is undisclosed, I like the cigar, or I don't. Right? When's the last time you tried to remember an ingredient on a Twinkie? You don't. You don't try to remember the ingredient of Twinkie, but you like Twinkie. Right? You really like a certain cookie shop's cookie. You don't know the ingredient of that cookie. Cookie dough and cookie. Right? But you like that cookie, so you know whether or not you like that. So not giving you the ingredient really doesn't change anything. You know whether you like it because you tried it, so you know you like it or not. So that goes back to that. Whether or not that information was helpful, it may not. It may help and promote the cigars. A lot of time, like for example, like they say this tobacco is aged for 20 years. How is 20-year tobacco should taste like? Do you know? I tell you this tobacco is aged for 20 years. How is 15 years tobacco should taste like? How is 10 years should taste like? You don't know. So 20-year really tell me that information does not help anything other than help you make the cigar more expensive. Right? Think about that. I tell you a tobacco has been aged for 20 years. You're not going to know what 20 years tastes like other than the fact that it's going to cost you more money. because I don't know how 10-year tastes like. I don't know how 15 years tastes like. It's not like alcohol. I can go buy a 15-year bourbon and a 20-year bourbon. I can taste the difference, right? Well, if you do, you taste the difference. So you know what 10 years should taste like and 20 years should taste like. But tobacco, you don't know because there's no way to find a 15-year to taste it. There's no way to find a 10-year to taste it, right? That's why that information, like I say, I agree with it. I don't like it as a reviewer, but I agree with it. That's all that does. That's all that is doing. Making it more expensive or less expensive. Yeah, they can always be lying too. Like, this Oro Blanco. It says 111 years. That 111 year is a combination of all add up. Why would you add up years? It doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's like I have two daughters. At 11 years old, then Goa says I have a daughter at 22 years old. Really? You have 20? You're only 30 years old. You have a daughter 22 years old. Yeah, it's 11 plus 11, so I have 20. So why would they add this up? Why would they add this up? That year doesn't do anything. So how does 90 year taste like? You say this 111. How does 90 taste like? I don't know. That information doesn't do me any good. Stupid math. Yeah. It's like somebody tell me the other day, it's like, hey, if 0 Celsius is 30-something degrees Fahrenheit, so if I add 0 Celsius to 0 Celsius, you should be 64. It's like, dude, you don't do math that way. You don't do math that way. When you blend a bourbon, right? When you blend a bourbon at 12, let's say if you get a Macallan 12, that's 12 years. 12 years is the minimum amount of years in there. Not the combination of all the numbers add together is the minimum, right? So some of them might be 12, some of them be 13, some be 14, but the minimum is 12. That's why it's called Macallan 12, not Macallan 35. You see what I mean? So, because there's no gauge or no, watch body for this whole cigar industry, that information does more harm than good. Because it misleads you, right? And I'm pretty sure, like, for example, if you do, like, I don't know, Monte Cristo 1935, that blend is not from 1935. I'm sorry. All right? And that tobacco is definitely not from 1935. Misleads you, right? You have, I don't know. Let's see, one of the. Hold on. Like that, my father's 100-year anno thing, 100 years. There's no 100 years tobacco in there. And my father is definitely not 100-year-old company because it's not owned by the same thing back in the days, 100 years ago. Misleads people, all right? Misleads people. That's my take on it. All right. So yeah, 11:06. That's it for the show today. I hope you guys enjoy the show today, and obviously Merry Christmas. And we'll have our show continue all the way through, and we might take some time off after our anniversary show on January 9th. January 9th, we might have some stuff to give away. Join us. It's our Shadow Smokes Legion 6-year anniversary. So join us on that day, and then we can have some more fun on that day, and then maybe give away some stuff. All right. So I'll see you guys then. Have a good night, everybody.